Hey everyone, let's build the Yellow Travel Suitcase by LEGO. This is set number 40817, contains 184 pieces, and the set was provided to me by the LEGO for early review. Thank you, LEGO. This is a gift with purchase offer, or known as a GWP, and for qualifying purchases from the official LEGO store, you'll get the set added to your cart. And that's essentially the info that I got from the set. That's all I know. Okay. So here we have the building guide, and from what I can tell, it does not come with the brick separator, so ouch. But it's a gift with purchase offer. Got some 4x6 plates and a set of stickers. And yeah, I was hoping the stuff would be printed. Matter of fact, let's do this instead since we got this here. Isn't that cool? I mean, these are the only ones I know we're going to have to put on. So yeah. And in addition, 3 little numbered bags that are paper. And that's pretty much essentially what we have there today. And, well, let's begin. Let's build it. We're going to start with bag 1. These are so small I can keep these up on the workbench. And yes, today I'm still using the 4K camera. It's this thing is just too massive for what I'm using it for. I'm not used to it. So, but the other camera's on vacation right now. So from first inspections, I get a lot of medium to small pieces. Now, the autofocus on this thing works good. I did check in the other video. It seemed like it was kind of, sometimes it would go out of focus, especially when my hands would get in the way. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to build right here. And yeah, I'll put it on manual focus here. How I usually test my focus is I go all the way in. And I could edit that out, but I don't want to spend all day in front of the computer editing. And there we go. And we'll slide these off to the side here. And this doesn't look too bad of a build. At least it's bright and colorful. And you know, all my reviews offers start at 10s, so nothing essentially has failed yet. And wow, we're starting with 2 pieces already here. So I've never really had filmed a full set review in 4K, so this will probably be the very first that I've done. Usually I got hybrids where I'd use both cameras, but this time we are using both cameras. Or we're just using one camera this time. There we go. And I have been taking apart sets like nobody's business today. I mean, it's just been kind of... I've been trying to rip things apart, getting rid of a bunch of these old, you know, builds and stuff like that. I took apart a few old mocks and tutorials. Finally disposed of the, you know, remember the outdoor amphitheater for the campground? Yeah, I finally just took that apart. And now we're doing the travel suitcase. And yeah, I still got one building guide to write up today, or finish up actually, and put that on Rebrickable. And yeah. So getting sets like GWPs or gift with purchase offers, these are always fun to do. I know some people frown upon them. They want something with minifigures. I do too. Those seem to me more appealing, but you know, I always just take the sets that I'm just thankful to get. You know, some people are they don't, you know, they want all the sets. I just want the small ones. These are like my speed right here, and that kind of thing. Let's see, are we still sharp here? Yes, we are. All right. And I've been learning more about this camera. I'm actually running on battery power this time, and it's nice to have everything set up here. And for the most part, color's been pretty good on this, so it's this viewfinder I have to look straight down into just to see it. It's just an LCD type thing, and it's not a, the newer ones I'm sure are probably OLED displays, but this one is not. So I have to look straight down to see the correct colors. Even that I don't trust half the time. You actually got a better view than I do. I'm still keeping the 45-degree angle. It seems like that's pretty satisfactory for a lot of you, so I'm just going to keep it like that. And yeah, well, apparently it opens up. We got a hinge here. Now, like I said, this is not going to be something very big and massive, but I'd rather do these smaller sets than the big ones. And I'm still working on the other sets that I've got, the well, what do they call, the 3-in-1s. So I'm just taking a breather from those. We're going to do anything that's new that comes in. I do those before I go back to the 3-in-1s. So I'm only doing one filming a day. I'm starting to get a little carried away with these. I don't need to be filming 3 or 4 sets. And this camera here, I got to get the other memory card for it. And this thing actually does have a limitation. It's 128 megabytes, but I may purchase a 256, or not megabytes, gigabytes. But I'm going to see if I can get a 256 gigabyte memory card. But when this camera was made, they didn't come out with them back then, so it might support it, maybe with a firmware update, which I always kind of squirm on. Boy, this thing's got a lot of hinges in here. Boy, they don't want this to come apart, huh? I mean, look at that. There's 3 hinges here. I just got to keep it close to the table because the focus range on this is not that good, but you know, it's better than nothing. Still got that allergy, scratchy cough type thing. Yeah, I just had a birthday, so happy birthday to me. And got some, I didn't get any sets, thank goodness. I got plenty of those, no Lego. But I did get a couple of Pokemon beach towels, a large Squirtle plush, and 2 boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Those are always good, so that's pretty much what I got. Just means I've been on the earth now for 1 more year. And no, I haven't reached the half-century mark yet, so I'm not that old. Not yet anyways, but you know. And let's see here. I mean, this is not a bad little set. This is a quick build more than anything here. This is something that, you know, I would see being purchased for a few bucks. So yeah, if you see me changing between angles on the camera here, that's just because I'm testing things right now. And I forgot to turn on the ring light. That's why things are kind of grainy there, because this camera needs a lot of light. Like I said, this was their lower end professional grade camera at the time. The full upper scale professional 4K cameras when I got this one were about the price of a car. About 20 grand. And you can buy a car. Well, now you can even buy a used car for that now. It's getting to be pricey. With tariffs. If this was a political channel, I mean, I'd go hardcore on that, but yeah, I don't think anybody wants to pay more for stuff, including Lego. This is an expensive hobby as it is, and it's going to get even worse. So, alright, what do we got? Okay, so this must be the thing that controls the little bracket that comes up and down. Sometimes it's just kind of cool to see how Lego puts together the mechanics on these things. Like, how do they work, you know? It's like, how does that go up and down? And that's why tutorials come in handy, especially visual tutorials. When I do a building guide, I can't show you the set functioning. I can't show you. I have to put arrows. Say, okay, this goes up and down, but you can't see it, unfortunately, like this. You know, so we really don't know. It goes like that. You know, I noticed some way out here, huh? Let's go a little closer there. Of course, you could just pinch. Pinch your screen, just go like this, or stretch it out. I haven't tested that out yet because I haven't really gotten caught up on everything else. Okay, so it's got to go like this. And we stick it in here. Hate allergies. Just wait till summertime, it'll be hot and miserable, but I don't have to deal with them. Alright, so it goes like that. And then we got the little handle piece here. I think it just shows one of these. We weren't supposed to put 2 nails in there. Alright. But you know what I'm going to do first? I don't know why they didn't do this in the first place. It's just make this like this. These little macaroni noodle pieces I always like to get a hold of, so I'm trying to get a few more of them from my collection. Alright, maybe we weren't supposed to do that. Yeah, this is really kind of falling apart here. Can't get it together. Yeah. Boy, that it just doesn't want to cooperate today, but there it is. So that's the little handle piece that goes up and down. Alright. And then it goes back here. So it's built pretty much the same way as a real one. And this just plugs into here. Like this. So it's keyed, so you can only put it in one way. So now, pretty cool, huh? Okay. And then now, we got to put in the top pieces here. The focus range in this is probably like 6 inches, so yeah, but I'm only like probably 12 inches from the lens, so we're doing pretty good. And then we haven't used those 4x6 plates yet, so I don't know. And I believe that's it for bag 1, I don't know. Yeah, that's it. And so far, I think that's the back portion of the suitcase. But at least there's some space in here we could use. And this is what we have remaining. Alright, now we're going to move on to bag 2. And I noticed something on this camera. That it's got a level meter, like a UV meter. So when I'm talking and there's noise, as long as it's not peeking into the red, we're good. Yeah, I checked the internal mic on this. It's okay. It's okay. It's good for what we're doing here. So I don't need to go out and buy a wireless mic. That's good if I'm like far away, but I'm probably about a foot away from the built-in mic on this, so I don't need to go out and spend more money on that just to get tariffed to death. I don't want to deal with that. I think this one's fine. And okay, we need 4 of these. These pieces right here are getting to be more handy every time. They're good for vehicles. I just don't have enough of them to use for anything else. So that is a bummer. So maybe one day, you know, Lego will bring out some of these new pieces in some pretty unusable colors. And then they start coming in with more of the basic colors, and then the exotic colors, which are the ones I'm usually after. Wait. Oh, I made this wrong. Whoops. Okay. I got to take that all apart. Because this... I got to go get that. I don't know where that rolled off to. It's always the black parts want to fall on the floor. They're supposed to go on the bottom of this. Alright. And I have a stopwatch by me to time myself on how fast I'm building sets. I've been always kind of curious here. You know, how fast do I really work on this stuff? And I try to keep things short on here. I don't want to make these too long and lengthy for you. I know some prefer that. Now, at least one thing, I don't do speed builds. Right? There's plenty of those. I had another person ask, can I do a speed build on these as well? I could, but I'm not. I just don't care to do speed builds. It just the whole point about Let's Build It is to build the set in its entirety, not to... Ooh, ouch. Look what it wants me to do. Put 2 plates on top of one another. You know, these are not too bad to separate, but man, good luck with that. But I got to do it, unfortunately. They don't have squashed bricks yet. Unfortunately, they don't. And I was hoping this to be a collaborative build, but we're still continuing on with this. So this goes on here. Make sure that's really firmly attached. And yeah, let's see here. We've got another part. We haven't finished the other, we hadn't even started the other part of the clamshell yet. So, but I'm glad I get this opportunity from the LEGO group to build these sets along with you and kind of share my experiences in the set and in general. And honestly, the set is still keeping my interest, and I have never seen these in lime green before. That's kind of a fun color, especially in that. I have them in a lot of other... I have these mostly in black and gray, so just to see them in what I call oddball colors is always a treat. You know, I know I fanboy over the oddball colors because, I mean, look, this thing's bright and colorful and fun. We're using some black, but it's not overwhelmingly just a black build. This has just got everything in here. So this is something that a little child's going to have fun assembling, let alone an adult. So sometimes I wish that they would put these type of sets on for sale, but they don't sometimes. Like somebody's alarm's going off in the house. Or it could be a phone. Oh, and today is March 17th, 2025, so happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Yeah. So, it's St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, so for my birthday, it wasn't too bad. There was some drama I was trying to hide from. You know, at work, I got a donut with a candle in it. My staff is so funny. It's like, oh, usually I see cupcakes, but never had a donut in there with a candle. It was pretty good. Kind of things are always kind of fun. Going to work on my birthday is never fun, but when you have a fun staff who makes it kind of memorable, it makes it even better. I know there's my nephew, when he went to work, they made him a big giant sheet cake. It wasn't the best tasting cake, but I said, dude, at least it's something fun, you know. They were just having fun. That kind of thing, and yeah, that's how that's supposed to go. But those type of birthdays are always the fun ones because you don't know what to expect. My birthday, I had to work and then come home and get an earful of it. Why did I have to work that day? And I just kind of like shook my head thinking, well, I don't know. It was better than being at home doing nothing. Well, that just came off. Be careful with yours. This thing's kind of flaky. I'll put that off to the side there. Well, now we got to lock it together with the top. So you kind of have to line all that up. I mean, there's not a whole lot of space in there. Pinch that together. Alright, so not too bad. And then I bet we're going to continue on with the top. That's what we're doing here. Now, is this thing still sharp? I'm going to test it and see here. And not so much, but you know what I could do is just leave this zoomed out and just turn auto on. Let's just do that. Let's try it with auto this time. And I mean, it's not like I'm sticking my elbow in the way there and bumping into the camera. There we go. So if you ever get a camera, read the instructions. You know, you can't really see what I'm doing. Now I'm getting to that point of the focus here. See how it's out of focus. I'm going to put it back to manual and just use the focus ring here. See, right now I've reached the limit. That's about 10 inches away. So this thing here could be the color too. Probably what it is. There we go. It's just something I'm learning how to use, and I could do it off video, but then, you know, that's not fun. You know, I've had one person on my main channel ask me, why don't I just heavily edit this stuff? It's more appealing to the younger viewers. And, you know, here's the deal. I'm in front of the computer all day long. It's not fun when you come home and then you're on the computer more. I know the younger generation is always on a device, but sometimes, you know, I don't want to. Now, yes, I got to look through the viewfinder on here, but what am I doing? I'm physically touching a product. I'm not just pushing keys and drawing it up on the computer. This is a win-win for me here. It's like building guides. Some people say, well, they're trying to cut down screen time, but why are we using digital guides? You know, we're going to get to that point where we're going to have to. And there's nothing wrong with using a digital guide. It's used to replace paper. But what are we doing? We're still physically building something. It's not like we're drawing it on the computer. So yes, you're looking at a screen to get the information, but you're not focused on that screen just to do all that. Like right now I'm just building this. So yeah. We're still not done. We still got to do the front of this left. We're running out of parts, Lego. What's going on here? Oh no. That's round. I needed one of these black round pieces. Now I have it, but it's on this set instead. Alright. Like that. And, well, that's what we have remained with only one piece. That's not too terribly bad. Alright. Finally we have bag 3. It's a nice little quick build. It's keeping my interest still, so that's good. We've experienced some brittle pieces. I'd say the score now is probably a 9.5. But I think the stickers will probably kill this one here. Okay, so we're going to need 2 of these. Of course, that's the last. Oh, we've got to use them both at this point. Let's get going here. You know, at least I get to share this. You know, without all this modern technology, imagine without the invention of YouTube and streaming and stuff, there'd be no way I could share this information with you guys and gals. That's the only thing here. And we got a sticker coming up. I got to find the tile that we got to vandalize. And it's sticker number 1, which is the Lego logo. And I do have some of these that are actually printed. Why didn't they put those in here is beyond me, but I think Lego kind of gets cheap with stickers. There we go. So I survived it, but I got to do more of that. And yeah, after I get done filming this, I'm going to start putting this one together on the computer. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to work on a building guide today. Get it done. And yeah, are we still sharp? Let's see. Use focus assist. If I don't trust it, I use the ring. which sometimes seems like the ring I get a better result out of it. Alright, so especially for you guys and gals who watch this, you get to know the inner workings behind the video, because I have to do the focus and stuff when I do tutorials. Even on the other camera, I spend a few minutes just setting up focus, make sure everything's working, because I hate when I depend on autofocus or something. I come back and watch the tutorial, especially if it's something that takes, you know, a scene like 5 minutes, right? That doesn't sound like a lot. But that 5-minute scene is probably 30 minutes filmed. And yeah, that's not too fun when I have to reshoot that again. So I try to avoid it here. Alright, so the Lego logo is going to go like that. Here's supposed to be the wheels at the bottom. We're supposed to have a big storm blowing in today too. So I have a neighbor. I don't know what he does half the time, but he goes outside and just gets in his car and just revs up the engine, and I'm just like, what's the point of that for? You know, I'm sure everybody's got those type of neighbors, but it's like, yeah, like that. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be there. All right, I hope he filled those little corners in. But I'm pretty pleased with the set. It's pretty good, you know. I know there's going to be somebody out there who's not a fan of these smaller builds, but for me, I am. I like doing these small builds. They're just fun. Just a little quick, let's do that type thing. Now, when I do the review on this, or the tutorial, or review, tutorial, what am I saying here, tour, on this set, it'll probably be, you know, because if I set it like this, it's, you know, I may have to, but of course I'm zoomed in. I may keep the camera the way it is. This is one of those ones that I'm just going to do a 360 spin tour and call it a day. Okay. At least we got the corner tiles to fill in. Well, Lego, we don't have any tiles to fit in here. That'd have been cool, but no, we got to stud the front of it off. Like everything's smooth and shiny. Alright. And now, let's see here. We're still doing pretty good on this video. We gotta put some tires together. These are kind of cool to have. Stick that on there. It's just like your typical travel case. I used to see a lot of people in college use these too. They'd have their thing in there. I remember one time in college, there was this one guy that literally had a hand truck that you'd use to move furniture. What did he carry? Half the library with him? I still remember that, and I thought, oh my goodness. And yes, even when I was in college, there were some dudes that had the pocket protector, like the pin protectors for their pockets and stuff. Yeah, I wasn't one of those. Okay, so we got sticker number 3. And this one says BLL. Yeah. So. And then we got to put this on here. I got so many 1x3s, you know, tiles. But, and this is just kind of like a little label here. Put that on there. Well, I guess it's not going to go on here. Shove it in hard. Boy, that's brittle. So this set is kind of just average built at this point. It's just starting to come apart. Alright. Now it looks like we're building the contents inside. Okay. And we got our... Oh, I can't even pick that up because they're always upside down. What is this, a hamburger? Are we putting hamburgers in our luggage? Like a sandwich or something? So you got a bun, the bottom bun, the cheese, tomato, lettuce. Obviously it wouldn't have been meat because it'd be too raw. Goes in there like that and just sits in there. Maybe this is a refrigerated suitcase. Who cares about the clothes and the toothbrush and stuff? You know? Maybe not. Looks like we're building a little camera now. And okay. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Now, we're almost done with this one here. And then I can move on and do something else. That's a nice little camera. They were selling a bunch of these on online that you could use for filming. So I'm either torn between one of those or a new camcorder. Camcorders are kind of old school now, but there we go. It looks like that goes in there. So when we do the tour, we'll just pull everything back out and show it as we go. Okay, so that's what we're doing here. Oh, okay, you'll see what we're building here in a second. Well, what is this, Jay? Well, I don't know. We'll show you. Look. We were talking about a toothbrush. I guess we got the toothbrush in there. And it kind of fits in there, too. And look how that all fits in. That's pretty cool. And we have a passport tile. Oh! This one's actually printed. Is that the only printed piece in here? You know, that kind of looks more like a wall plaque that you'd put in your office or something. So that goes in there. Put that right back there. It even shows you how to pack the suitcase too, but this one needs a number 2, which is probably some kind of a piece of parcel or something, I don't know. I was going to say, is that written in Morse code, but some of those are just different links. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. That just sits right here. And that's it, with the little stars by to let you know that you're done. And that is what we have remaining for the build. So there's not a whole lot of setting up to do. And then the remainder of the stickers, though, is what you'd put on the set. Okay, so you just decorate this as you want. It locks up and nothing spills out, and of course you can roll it. It's just like a little travel suitcase here. And yeah, it's not too bad. And so what I'm thinking about doing here, and this is of course setting up, is let me get the camera resituated here so we can do this a little better. I've never dropped this camera down while it's on a tripod. The other one was real light, but this one is so heavy. And I don't have a powered tripod yet. So maybe one day. And so be careful, it may knock your noggin on the workbench. Oh yeah, you can see all that down there, can you? Really blurry. And that's the that's my work table for those who don't know. That is a stereo speaker that I've had since I was a teenager. And I use it now as a workstation. So that thing there, that speaker there, I built in woodshop back in the day. And it's well over 30 years old. The woofers in there, I got that rubber surrounding, and I think they've deteriorated. So I can't really use them for playing music anymore. No, it's not like I can play music in these anyways, because the record companies will get all mad and go, ooh, we're going to go after you because you're playing our favorite song in there. Okay, put it on focus assist right now. And so let's say I'm doing a tour, you know, the handle does come out like that. I could do it like that and then set it flat and we can open it up and we can pretty much see all the contents in there. So I think that's pretty good. And before, I almost forgot, I just remembered. Thank you everybody right here. Shout outs for everyone that has contributed to my YouTube channel, both main and second. I appreciate it, and those funds will help go into making free building guides, more tutorials, basically to push me along through this journey here, to share everything with you. So I appreciate it. And I think there's still only 3 names as of the filming of this. Hopefully we'll get a real long list here eventually. But yeah. Well, I think that's it. There's not a whole lot to set up here. So let's begin with the formal tour and review. Here is the Yellow Travel Suitcase all assembled, and yes, it has the word Lego on it, and that sadly is a sticker. Now, if you also want to, you can decorate this with the remaining stickers, so those are optional. You can put those on or not. That's all it told me in the building guides. That's what I did. And here's the side. Here's the back, and this handle does go up and down, and it does rest on wheels. Here we got ourselves a little label here. And yeah, so basically you just pull the handle out and you just... I mean, it glides smooth. This is really nice. This is something pretty cool. We just need to make a bigger version of this. Now, in addition, this does open up, as you would expect. And we have some contents inside the container. So let's take a look, see what we have in here. And this is sadly a sticker, which is some kind of a package. I mean, who doesn't pack sandwiches in their suitcase? And I got a toothbrush. Yeah, looks like that'd do more damage to your teeth than anything else. Got ourselves a little snapshot camera to take pictures of all those sites we've been seeing, or lack of. And of course you got yourself a little passport. And that's printed. That's the only piece in that's printed, sadly. And I mean, it's a nice little set. I mean, it's got a lot of little accessories, and it's a quick build. It takes a few minutes to put this together, maybe half an hour for me. I can't remember what it was on the live build installment, but I'm pretty pleased with this set. It does have some potential with it. It was a fun little gift with purchase offer. Now, like I said, I don't know what the parameters for how much to spend on this set, but for what I'm gathering it's probably a lot. If Lego didn't send it to me, I don't know. But nonetheless, it is a nice set, you know, with the accessories. This is mostly just a fun little build, but we're going to get into with build quality. And I'm going to say this is average, and nothing with the accessories, but some of this stuff, like this would come off when I was trying to put it on, and when I was putting this bottom piece on, it was flaking apart. So be careful when you're building this. Some pieces may detach while you're constructing the set, but it's just mainly just an average built model. Now, for build experience, it did keep my interest. It was a fun, bright, colorful build. It wasn't dull. It wasn't boring to put together. I enjoyed this model. This was a fun one to assemble. Play value, well, you can actually play with this. You can, you know, obviously the stuff's not scaled for minifigures, but it's just meant for maybe just to play around with. So there is some play value, but it's not really meant to drop in a Lego city. You know, it's just, everything's too big. But it's too small for real life-size items. It's just meant for just some quick play. But the set does offer some unique bricks that you can use them for other creations or try to make a whole new model out of this. So my final score in the set is going to be a 9 out of 10, just basically due to build quality, nothing too major. And yeah, it's not really quite meant for minifigures. I kind of wish this was more of a minifigure scale. Travel pack would have been really cool. It would have been nice to have a minifigure or something included with it, but we got the stickers. But I'm pretty pleased with this. It did keep my interest throughout the build. It was a fun little set to put together, despite of it being a gift with purchase offer. It wasn't too bad, but tell me what you think.